Welcome, everybody, to Wrestling with the Week, a big ol' blue thunder bomb on the last 7 days. I'm your host, James Willems, joined, as always, by Scorpio Sky.
James, what a week!
Here's the thing. Before we get started, Eric, can you come out here real quick?
Yeah, what's up?
I need to talk to you.
Okay.
Can we confirm that I'm safe doing this show?
Oh no. No, that's absolutely no. I can't imagine. Did you see what happened? I can't imagine that you're safe doing the show. I am, because I'm technically not, I don't have my face on anything. I'm not listed. I just show up like this and then I disappear into the night. So I'm good, technically.
You're good.
You maybe
not good.
No,
not
you be careful. I would say you be careful. But okay. I should probably get out of here because I don't need to be on this at the top this long. Not for any nerve reasons. Don't worry about it.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what you guys are so afraid of. I'm having a great morning. I'm not home, so I don't have my Nespresso, but I've got a nice little Starbucks. I'm feeling relaxed. I don't know. For some reason, I'm a little bit more hyped today. I feel so good, man. I feel like an icon. Yeah, I am just an icon. Yeah, I like it.
All right. Well, so here's the thing. For anyone who's watching and listening, I know we have a wide swath of audience, and some people come for the wrestling, and some people come for other stuff too. If you're not familiar yet, we're going to get into it later on in the show about why I'm so worried for myself. I'm worried for my friend and co-host Scorpio Sky, because I just hope that you have surrounded yourself with good company, because I'm getting worried right now. But we also have other stuff that we're going to be talking about this week. We have an awesome interview with Christian Cage. We're going to be breaking down Dynamite and hopefully elaborating on some of the things that really have concerned me. But other than that, Sky, what's going on in your life that isn't putting me in immediate risk?
Well, as you can see, I do not have my normal backdrop. And it's not a wrinkled backdrop, so I'm obviously not in Jacksonville. I am on the road again. This is my normal week home, but I'm on the road. I'm in Northern California. I'm been here all week. I've been working on a project that I can't really talk about. I've been on set all day, but I must take a little bit of time here and spend time with our friends with Wrestling with the Week. So I'm happy to be here. Going home tomorrow, even happier about that. Exciting stuff going on, man.
Yeah, it seems like parts of the world are starting to spin back up again. I know you've had to travel to Jacksonville pretty regularly during the last year and everything, but now it feels like, okay, there's things. It's safe to move around and like you can go places and see stuff. So that's awesome. I wish we could talk about the cool stuff that you're doing. But I have heard some fun stories. I don't know how useful it is to tease any of that because you guys are never going to hear it. But but yeah, it's good stuff all around. What else is going on? What else is going on in the world of Scorpio Sky?
I don't know if you saw or not, but I kind of beat up a legend last night. Did you check that out at all? I heel hooked a legend, I killed a legend without an RKO, you know what I mean? Like that was pretty sweet of me, right? Like that was sick, man. Like I told you. You're not so legendary tough guy has to carry a bat. Without that bat, you ain't so tough. And so I proved it. I backed up my words. You know what I mean? Because I not only do I talk that trash, I back that trash up. You know what I mean? Like, you see that play of the words? Girl, you look good. Once you back that trash up, I back that trash talk up. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good today. I'm activated, baby.
Yeah, you got a and it's a sealed cupcake. Looks like the rose from Beauty and the Beast. Okay,
they sent it to me at the hotel. They were as a thank you for beating up that coward.
My God! All right, so for anyone who may not be familiar, there's a legendary wrestler. Okay, and Sky has decided to pick a fight with and another legendary wrestler, Sting. Been doing this for a really long time, known for being basically two things: great and vengeful. and Sky,
coward.
No, I will not say that. And Sky has decided to pick a fight with Sting. You and your buddy, who, by the way, looked just fantastic. Both of you, the Style brothers, you both looked great.
We're fashion plates. We look good, man. I normally don't like to pat myself on the back, but I'm gonna Barry Horowitz myself a little bit. Google it. But yes, I feel like we're the most stylish. We're the hottest team in the wrestling. Oh, let me scratch that. We're the hottest team in the world today. We're hotter than the Brooklyn Nets. We're hotter than the Jags. We're hotter than the Yankees. We're just the hottest thing going right now. And we've got the style. We're fresh. We look good. Woo! Let's go. Oh, man, I can hardly sit in my seat. I'm so excited.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I just hope you realize that you're putting your co-host at risk here, because I don't know. There's a chance this man shows up from the rafters. Okay. And I know, I get it, that you don't need a bat to beat him up in the ring. You've shown that. Okay. But he still uses a bat. And some of us aren't as good as you at defending themselves against immediate physical threat.
Fair enough. But I will just say this. Unless you have rafters in your home or studio or wherever you are, he's going to have to use the front door. So just don't answer, right?
That's true.
If you look through the little peephole, or if you've got one of those digital things that people have where you can see who's at your front door, if you see a guy with a trench coat and some makeup on, just say, hey, we're good. We already subscribed to the newspaper. We don't want it, And
okay, gotcha.
It'll go away eventually. I mean, he's gonna. I mean, especially if he has like a crutch, he's gonna have to put the bat down and get a crutch now, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah, he needs a crutch.
Oh my God.
Okay, it's not quite long enough to create that. Limp. You know what they say in the streets, right, James?
No, I don't.
Do I look?
Okay, great.
Limping ain't easy.
do I look like I know what they say in the streets? No, I don't. All right. Well, I was hoping that we could use the opening of this show to clarify some things and maybe, kind of clean the air out and not feel so guilty about stuff. But I guess that completely backfired in my face. That's fine. Let's just take a minute back, okay, and let's talk about another wrestler, Christian Cage. Okay, because we had him on the show this week. We did an amazing interview. It's fantastic, and so I think let's hear from Christian Cage. Everybody, I am super excited to welcome our guest this week. He is a man who I have been watching for longer than I'd care to admit because it makes me feel old, but he is a legend of this sport. He is, in my opinion, one of the hardest working wrestlers in the whole industry. Decades of experience. Christian Cage, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. And I think in a strange way, you just called me even older. Because you said you felt old watching me. So imagine how old I feel now that you were watching me and you feel old. Now I feel super old.
It's always good to start off on the bad foot here.
Here's the thing. Let me just say this. Here's the thing. You'd never know it. I have to say it because you'd never know it, okay? Because, honestly, something we want to talk about is you're with AEW and you've already had 2 incredible matches. These are some of the best matches that I've seen in AEW, and I've been watching since the beginning. 2 incredible matches. You're a workhorse in the industry. So, what made you decide to choose AEW as the place you wanted to go and show your stuff? Because you still got it. That's the thing.
Well, I appreciate that. It means a lot. And, I wouldn't have attempted coming back, the way I'd been gone for 7 years, but the way that my career had ended never really sat right with me. Knowing that, I couldn't take it lightly. I couldn't come back and, smack my chest and look for my peeps and just do a few moves that I'm known for doing and then call it a night. If I was going to come back and do this, even at 47 years old, I was going to come back and do it and be just as good, if not better, than what I was when I left.
One of the fun things about this show is, we obviously talk about wrestling. Sky is in that world, and I am a fan of that world. But we also talk about a lot of things that are around it, like the things like Sky likes to do after he wins a ladder match is go shopping for shoes. Are there these, do you have these like reprieves, like things that you like to do that decompress you or even prep you for like a match? Or like, what are the things outside of wrestling that you like to do that kind of add to the experience?
Are you into like sneakers, video games, anything like that?
So I was a really big gamer until I had a kid, and then I stopped playing video games, and that makes kind of no sense. But maybe now that she's 7, I should try to maybe get her back into it. Maybe I'll pick gaming up again. But I started taking that a little too serious as well, because like and Samoa Joe likes to tell this story, that I realized I had a problem when I was world ranked like top 10 in Topspin 2. And
wow.
Yeah. And so
what a game to be ranked in.
Yeah. So one day I caught myself and I was in a legit argument on the headset with probably like a 12-year-old kid, and we're arguing over like a point or something like that. And I'm like, what am I doing? Like I'm arguing over like, what's happening here? So I kind of retired at that moment.
Frankie always tells me a story about like he was playing Madden, and he get super into Madden, a football game, and he was playing against like his 6-year-old nephew or something, and then the nephew was beating him, and he called him like a little bitch.
That's okay.
Listen, games bring out the best and worst in people. I for sure know. We talked to Sky a lot about how never previously a gamer, you were actively anti-games for the majority of your life, and only recently through like NBA 2K have been like, oh yeah, video games, like I'm into this.
Yeah, I was I like he said, I was kind of almost an anti-gamer. Like I just didn't like video games at all until the pandemic happened, and you're just home, and we were on lockdown to where like you can't even really go outside. And I'm a huge basketball fan, and I missed the NBA, and so I picked up a controller and I was playing NBA 2K, and I'm addicted to it now. Like I can't.
Yeah. Well, Grand Theft Auto 4, I was super into that as well, and I did the whole game, beat it, and I was like, well, I'll do the story the other way this time. So I'd go back and then I'd do it, and I'd pick the different route that I didn't go the first time. It was like, or I was big into the Hitman video game as well, but I would never choose a weapon because like you're supposed to be stealth, right? So I would always like when you could pick up, I was like, I don't even want to have the option to use it. So
I don't know. Listen,
crazy I was.
I'm not trying to open up old wounds, but there is a new Hitman game that came out recently.
Oh, really?
And it's real good. I played through the whole thing. I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but you basically can run through a mission. You're like, boom, you're in this skyscraper in Dubai, and then you go do the thing. But as soon as you do it, then it unlocks like 5 new ways. Like, where do you want to start? What costume do you want to wear? And then you can basically you can kill the guy by walking up to him and like smashing a vase over his head, or you can put a bomb inside of a golf ball and then get him to go hit the golf ball, and then it blows stuff up. So I'm just saying, I'm not trying to open up the old wounds, but maybe you give your daughter a controller, make her think she's playing, but then you actually have the controller behind her, and then
I'm not sure I'll let her play Hitman, but
that's fair.
Wait, before you wrap it, I got to hear about this movie.
Oh yeah,
you got to tell me about it because I didn't even know. So can we talk about that?
Oh yeah, so we were talking about before we came on here that I executive produced a movie called Cage Fighter that came out last year, and I had done an independent movie a few years ago up in Canada, and from that, the producer of that movie was friends with the producer of this movie, and there was obviously the premise is a pro wrestler crosses over in MMA and fights their champion. And so he's like, oh, well, Jay, and he's like, Jay, he's like, okay, he's Christian. He's like, oh man, I'm a huge fan. He's like, yeah, you should pass the script on to him and let him read read it, and maybe he can give you some pointers on how legit like the wrestling part of the script is. So I was flying, I live in Tampa, so I was flying into Tampa, and this producer, a guy named Shane Putzlocker, he was flying out of Tampa. He was there for a small film festival. So it just happened that he was taking off and I was landing, so we kind of met for a quick coffee in between talk for about 15 minutes. He handed me the script, and then I made some notes, and I called him and gave him the notes, and then he called me back and he's like, hey, would you want to come on board as a executive producer on this? And I was like, well, I don't know what I'm doing, but he's like, no, just do what you are doing. And I was like, well, yeah, why not? Like it sounds like a cool, like new challenge, something that I've never done before, and kind of give me a new appreciation for the other side of how how this film kind of develops from its infancy on, and not bad to have on a resume either. So, and then I was also, I read the character, and he had a couple people in mind for the character of the wrestler in the movie, and I was like, no, I said, there's only one guy that can play this part in my mind, and it was Jon Moxley, and he had a phone conversation with him, and he's like, yeah, that's the guy. And I was like, here's the thing though with him. I was like, the words in the script are great. It's kind of like, what you'd expect a wrestler to say. And I was like, if you want to get takes with that dialogue, do it. I was like, but you're going to get the best out of him if you give him basically a blueprint and let him go and turn the camera on. You're going to get some authentic, great stuff. And he ad-libbed, I would say, 95% of his dialogue in the movie. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
He did really great.
It's really cool.
Honestly, like, it has been awesome having you on and talk to you about everything. I don't know how you have the time to handle all these things. I'm always blown away. Like, even with Sky, when he talks about how much he travels, but then also accomplishes with all of that, it's super impressive. And honestly, I love seeing you back in the ring.
I appreciate it. That means a lot. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And I can't wait to see what else you do. I'm going to quietly keep my fingers crossed for that Scorpio Sky Christian Cage match.
It'll happen. It'll happen. Yeah.
I can't wait. Yeah. Sky, any final thoughts?
You were asking about tag team partners unless I team up with them.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Please.
I'd be good with either one of them. I'll tell you what, one of my, the guy I broke into the business with, his name was Rick. He was my original tag team partner, and him and I would literally walk around high school and we would pretend to be Edge and Christian, and like people thought we were like nerds because we were.
Well, the long leather trench coats didn't help.
Excuse me, I wore the netted shirt. No, sorry.
Oh, okay. All right.
No,
fair.
But I'm a huge fan. So thank you again for doing this. Not only a legend, but currently one of the best wrestlers in the world today, Christian Cage. Appreciate you doing this and being here.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. This episode of Wrestling of the Week is brought to you by Gabby. When it comes to car and home insurance, don't we deserve a little bit better? I know I do. I put my policy to the test and turned to Gabby. They literally stand for Get a Better Insurance. Getting better insurance with Gabby means a better price for the same insurance coverage. Who knew something like this even existed? They are the one true comparison platform with real rates. They give you an apples-to-apples comparison of your current coverage with 40 of the top insurance providers like Progressive, Nationwide, Travelers, all in one place. Gabby is fast and easy. When you check out the website, you'll get a bunch of quotes comparing what you're paying for now to what you could be paying in an instant. It's nice to know for me personally that the rate that I'm getting on my insurance is the best rate I can possibly get. And if that ever changes, I can switch in an instant. Gabby made it super easy to do just that. Use your current information to get started, and in just minutes, you'll be able to see quotes for the exact same coverage you currently have, and it's free to use. Gabby customers save $961 per year on average, and they'll never sell your info, so no annoying spam calls or robots. Put your policy to the test, just like I did. Get a better insurance with Gabby. It's totally free to check out. There's no obligation. Go to Gabby.com/week. That's GABI.com/WEEK. Gabby.com/week. So thank you so much to Christian Cage for that amazing interview. And if you're watching this, make sure to check out the audio version because we've got the whole interview where he talks about all kinds of amazing backstage stories. He talks about Royal Rumble and just a bunch of really, really cool stuff. It was a great interview.
Really good interview. Love to hear him talk. Just a deep, deep tunnel of knowledge he is. So make sure you guys check that out.
Yeah, for sure. All right. It's time to get into it. The thing that I've been most afraid of because I don't want to give you any more time to discuss it. It's time for our Dynamite recap. Let's do it right now. Hot tag. All right. Eric, get out here.
I'm here. Well, I was hiding. Here's the thing. I was hiding.
I know you were.
I know. Look, the thing we're leading off with is it's making me nervous because I have to talk about it. When you talk about it, it's fine.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Weren't you the one who got the hashtag going last week?
Who can assign blame on any one particular producer on any one particular hashtag? A hashtag Sting is a coward. I don't, I can't say one way or the other. Anyway, we should definitely get into this hot tag segment so that way he doesn't beat me up with a bat. So, guys, the first thing I have listed here, Darby squeaks out a win against 10. Oh, no. And then Sky and Ethan Page lay out Darby and the coward Sting. Who wrote this? James must have written
You wrote this. You wrote this.
The show ends with a heel hook on the cowardly Stinger as Lance Archer runs in to chase off Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. What's next for Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky and the man they call Sting?
Okay, listen, I want to tag in on this for a second. I know I've said my piece. I obviously I've at the top of the show, I said I was right. I said that, he's a coward and he's not as tough without the bat. But one thing I want to address is this. Lance Archer, this big goof, man, this mark for Sting, always wants to run in, stick his nose in the business, and that other goof with the stupid mask, 10, those two guys, they are asking for trouble. So all they need to do is stay in the back, mind their own damn business, or they're going to find themselves on a nice gurney laid up next to Sting and Darby Allin. Mark my words. And we might be sitting here next week talking about how I beat Lance Archer up. So you stay in the back, you big goof, you nerd. You stay in the back and mind your own business. And you 210 and all the other dork order, mark order, stupid jerks. All right? Done. Tagging out.
All right. I'm just real quick, just to tag in, just throw in a couple chops here. You know what? Darby had a great match. He always squeaks these out. He's a fighting champion, and I'm very proud of what he's done with that title so far. Tag out.
Princess Bride. Boo! Boo! Princess Bride.
You can't shout out the name of the thing you're referencing before you reference it. That's not allowed.
I can do whatever I want. I'm an icon.
It's true. The icon Sky. Now I'm worried that we're going to get beat up by Lance Archer in 10. Jesus. Man. Oh, God. All right. Oh my God. Let's move on.
It's like the biggest people in AEW. Don't show him sipping his coffee like that.
We're done for.
He's gonna get us all killed.
All right. Look, we have to move on so we don't get beat up. All right.
Yeah.
Our second, Brit Baker is the #1 contender for the women's championship, and she's letting everyone know about it. She cut a promo talking about how she's coming with Hikaru Shida. Will Brit Baker take the AEW Women's Championship from Hikaru Shida?
Hot tag! Give it to me. All right. I said it last week, and I'm going to say it again. All right. I guess I have a thing about backing heels. I'm okay with that. I love Sky, but I also think Brit Baker, she's getting a lot of flack for just telling the truth, and that shouldn't be the problem. What's the problem? You look at the stats. You point at it any other time where someone has come after a title this hard that hasn't had the stats to prove it, okay? She has the stats to prove it. She's the winningest contender. I don't know what you want to say. And everyone is like, oh, what's her whole deal? What's her whole deal? The deal is she's earned it, okay? By fighting to the top. So give her the opportunity. And Shida, it was a great run, but I think it's time for the DMD.
Man,
that's it.
I mean, that was... Sky almost tucked into that cupcake.
It's science. It's science. I mean, it's science.
Am I not muted anymore?
No, you're unmuted. We got you going.
All right.
We should have. I feel like we should have muted Sky a while ago because we're big trouble.
That's big 2 trouble. Weeks in a row where you're really backing Brit Baker. That is.
People still don't understand that it's the stats. Okay. So often, you go by feeling or okay, all right, whatever.
Yeah, the hot tag's over.
Yeah,
hot tag's over. Oh.
We have to move on, guy. All right, guys, it's coming up very soon. I can't wait. This is going to be insane. Blood and guts. Ooh. We saw a parlay last night. The Pinnacle, the Inner Circle. The Pinnacle has the advantage in blood and guts. I believe it's next week. Who you got? Who's walking out successfully Who's leaving on a gurney? Is there any strategy that should be kept in mind for a blood and guts matchup?
I am going to tag in on this blood and guts. Sting and Darby have one, and they don't have the other. But that's neither here nor there. We're going to get into this match. I'm super excited about it. 2 rings, these 2 stables, these 2 groups. This whole thing with MJF and Jericho has been building and building for a long time. These guys can't wait to get their hands on each other. It's going to be exactly what it's advertised to be. There's going to be blood. There's a lot of talent on both sides. I cannot tell you who's going to win this match. I don't know who's going to survive this match, but it's going to be special. Tag out.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it either. I'm just just a quick tag in here. I think it's going to be an incredible match. And I do think it's fun that we can have a parlay, which is essentially just people insulting each other. Doesn't feel very productive as a parlay at all, but it made for damn good entertainment.
Yeah, these guys have been at each other's throats for weeks, and it's really exciting that we're finally getting. It's a year in the making for this blood and guts match. But man, is this going to be MJF taking Jericho's spot? Jericho says it's not that simple. I'm excited. I can't wait. This is going to be wild. Speaking of what's going on next week, though, guys, look, BTE Trigger knocks off the Seidel brothers, the Young Bucks. They win. SCU comes out and interrupts. SCU says, hey, you are not the guys we thought we knew. We are coming after those tag team titles. They'll be in a fatal 4-way tag match next week. But if SCU is successful, they go after the Young Bucks. They take the titles. Are they looking to be the first 2-time tag team champions?
Well, let me tag in on that, Eric, because does it count? Does that count for 2 times?
Sky, does it count for 2 times?
Well, I do not believe or I should know, actually, we did not have a Freebird rule in chat when Frankie and I were the tag team champions. So I don't think it does count. Who knows? But I will say this, and I know I'm jumping in on your tag. I'm like stealing your tag, like I'm tagging your shoulder. And I'm
tag.
Frankie and Chris are one of the best tag teams of the last 10, 15 years. They're 2-time tag team champions in Ring of Honor, 2-time tag team champions in Impact, and they have not been tag team champions in AEW yet. That is the one prize that I know they want to get. And if they don't, it's over. They can never team up again. So all the chips are on the line. Everything's on the line with this. And I've said before that when everything's on the line, I'm always going to take the Young Bucks. I don't know if I can do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
James, what do you think? What do you think about the Young Bucks' chance if it's SCU?
This is really tough for me because, and you can call me a heel lover, whatever it is. I admire the confidence of a wrestler in the ring. Okay, SCU, an amazing, legendary tag team, and I know that they can pull it off. That being said, as much as people want to complain about the new attitude coming from the Young Bucks, some of their best matches have been coming out of this newfound confidence that they have. Okay. So it hasn't distracted them at all. As much as Excalibur would like to say otherwise, they've been pulling off some incredible matches and winning, not necessarily handedly, but I would say confidently. So this is going to be a matchup. And I don't know where I land, okay, on the respect side or the being impressed side. I don't know. But it's going to be a matchup for sure.
I can't.
One more quick point.
Yeah.
One more quick point I want to make on this. And I feel like I need to have a pin, but I don't have a pin. I'm going to use a plastic fork. Everybody knows that when I talk with a pin, I feel more intelligent. I feel more like certified.
So now you're swinging a fork around.
Yeah, but that's
I've got a plastic fork. I'm like Abdullah the Butcher here.
Yeah.
Nice.
In order for Frankie and Chris to win this match, they don't need to be SCU. They need to be the Addiction. That's what we need to see. That's what we need to see. They need to be the Addiction.
Whoa. That is, man, what a callback. I love that.
Yeah, I know. Man. And with the fork in hand, no less.
Right? Dang. All right. This is my last one because we have to move on, but I have to bring this one up. Kingston and Moxley jump Kenny Omega. I mean, there's more to it than that. But then almost break his ankle, but get promised a tag team matchup next week. It's going to be Nakazawa and Omega against Moxley and Kingston. However, also announced on May 12th will be Jon Moxley defending his IWGP United States champion against Blue Justice, Yuji Nagata. What is going on? This forbidden door is blown wide open. Who do you have as a winner in that one? I can't wait. This is wild.
First of all, the name Blue Justice is freaking amazing. Okay, I did not know about that. Yuji Nagata, when was the last time he was on TNT?
20
yeah.
something years ago. 1998, probably.
Way back then, it was Tony Schiavone going, "It stings!" So, sometimes time freezes.
Former IWGP Heavyweight Champion, legendary wrestler, and he's taking on one of the best in the world, Jon Moxley, for the United States Championship. So this is going to be a historic night. I'm really excited for it.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll just add in here, I think it's interesting the depths that Moxley and Eddie have to go to basically get these matches to happen. It was a forced hand, and I don't know that it was true. I don't know how I feel about it, but I do think that it's going to set up for a very interesting match with Omega. So I just something else, a little button on there, a little question mark. Don't know how I feel about that strategy. When it comes to earning your matches, I like statistics. That's been established. I like fighting your way to the top and being able to point to the scoreboard and say you're the number one contender. Not unlike Brit Baker.
God, come on.
Who did that?
You kidding me? What is
not unlike
this? Is
that.
Ridiculous. We're talking about Yuji Nagata. What's happening? How did this happen?
This Brit Baker standing is that's a word is too much. I can't.
I'm sorry. Is it against the rules to appreciate someone who gets the W? I don't think it should be. Okay.
Well,
it should be.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, guys, that's it. That's it for the hot tag segment. Nagata-san, I know you're watching this. Very excited to watch you on May 12th. Let's give it to him. Nagata Lock 1, Nagata Lock 2, Nagata Lock 3. I want to see them all. Let's go nuts. That's it for me. Okay, goodbye.
Bye, Eric. Thank you.
Maybe he will bust out a Nagata Lock 4.
Whoa!
We will see. I don't know. Next on the agenda, there's a couple things I want to talk about in a little segment called What It Do, Baby? Yeah.
I love that we have a graphic for that.
Oh, yeah. We have a graphic for everything. We have a graphic for a graphic. Let's roll that graph. No, I'm just kidding. James, did you see the UFC?
I did not watch it live, but I did see a clip from it this morning.
Brutal. Chris Weidman throwing a leg roundhouse kick, unfortunately breaking his leg in his fight. And the irony of it was something about maybe 8 years ago, this same thing happened in a fight where Chris Weidman was fighting probably my favorite fighter of all time, Anderson Silva. And and in that case, Anderson Silva was the one that broke his leg. So just you never like to see that happen. But the irony of it happening 2 times in a Weidman fight is just insane. And obviously our prayers and go out to him. But oh God, that's so gross.
It was brutal. I mean, see, anytime you see these injuries, you're like, we are literally just a big bag of mush and bones, right? And when it doesn't go right, it goes really, really bad. So this fight, that was at the start of the match. It was like bell rings, right? And not a single punch is thrown and it's over.
I don't know exactly when it happened in the fight because I didn't see that fight. I came in late on the pay-per-view. I saw the aftermath of that. So I don't know exactly when it happened, but I mean, the crazy thing about it was he threw that kick and it was checked, and he didn't actually know that he broke his leg until he brought it back and tried to step down on top of it and realized there was nothing there. And it was just, and then you saw like his reaction to it. I can't even imagine what that must be like to look down and see that. It turns my stomach just thinking about it.
It's too late for this right now, but I would like to say for anyone watching and listening who is uncomfortable by this stuff, I guess rewind and pretend that you didn't hear it. I don't know what to tell you now. It's too late. Yeah, it is brutal. These injuries are always like so jarring. I don't know, and I'm not a doctor. I always feel like the hope is I did notice that he has released a video, and he's like, because he's obviously in the hospital, and he's like, he's okay, but those are life-changing injuries for athletes that do that all the time. And just there's other stuff too where you think about anytime something like this happens, I think about how hard someone has to train for those fights. Like a professional fighter has to work so hard and like, oh, when you have this fight, it's in like 8 months. So I'm training 8 months for it. And then you go out there, you throw a kick, and then your leg explodes in half. And then that's the end of the fight for you. And then I think about the other guy who was just standing there ready to go. And then someone just goes, "You win." And he's like, "Okay, all right, sure."
Yeah, that's not the way you ever want to win. Like
Yeah.
I fought myself. I had 4 MMA fights, not at
Mhm.
the professional level, but at the semi-pro level in Los Angeles. And as a matter of fact, I fought on the same card as current UFC fighter Dominic Reyes, and
Mhm.
Sonya Deville actually fought on the same card. It was a really high level company, and you do train for 2 months.
Mhm.
So much that goes into it. It's tough. And I can't imagine what it would be like to train so hard and then have your fight end like that on either way. I mean, like
Mhm.
you don't want to beat anyone like that, and you certainly don't want to lose that way. So just a really, really bad thing to happen. On the other side of things, in the main event, Kamaru Usman knocked out Masvidal to retain his welterweight championship. The first time Masvidal was ever knocked out in his career, and
Mhm.
Masvidal is a great, great fighter. Usman is a great, great fighter. Obviously, getting better. Uh, Pretty spectacular knockout there, coming across with the overhand right. Jumping away from UFC for a minute, did
Mhm.
you hear anything about this Floyd Mayweather Logan Paul fight that's supposed to be happening in the next couple of months?
I did, and the reaction is always the same. Again, I forget which Paul is which. Always forget which Paul is which. So Jake was the one who just fought,
Yes.
and now Logan is going to be fighting Floyd Mayweather.
Yes.
For
I don't know a ton
clarification.
about Logan Paul. I believe he's 0-1. He lost
Mm-hmm.
to another YouTuber.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he's fighting arguably the greatest fighter of all time.
Yeah.
Even though, Floyd Mayweather is, I mean, he's 43, 44 years old,
Mm-hmm.
he hasn't fought in 2 or 3 years. Personally, I like Floyd Mayweather. I love his style. I love his approach to the game. And he never cheated the sport. I don't like seeing him do fights like this, but I understand if you're going to make 10 or $20 million to fight a YouTube star. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
would do it. 10 or $20 million, I will fight anybody. And so I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just we'll see. I mean, I guess I'll probably watch it, but I don't know. It's
The
going to be a
the
spectacle.
the internet reaction is always the same, and it's a weird cycle where it's announced, everyone's reaction is finally the Paul insert last name Paul is going to get their butt kicked the way they should get their butt kicked. And then fast forward to the fight, and there's a shocking knockout, and then it's a bunch of people like around the ring, like
Yeah,
holding their heads, just shocked. So I have no
yeah,
idea, and like you said, it's not like this is Floyd Mayweather in his prime. This
no.
is this is him coming out for a paycheck. So I'm sure he's going to put effort into this fight, but I think the effort is making sure that contract gets signed and they have your banking routing information.
Well, he fought a year or two ago in Japan against
Mhm.
a very good fighter, but he was, several weight classes below him, and it was an exhibition. And Floyd Mayweather clearly didn't even train for that fight. I mean,
Mhm.
he was just like he was he had rolls, and he was he was
Mhm.
just clearly out of shape. But that being said, he knocked the guy down 3 times and stopped the fight. So, Mayweather. Obviously, he's got a little bit left in the tank. I don't know. Obviously, he's not going to fight at the high level, but if he's
Mhm.
going to fight Logan Paul, then
Yeah.
it's something that obviously people are going to watch, because anything with the name something Paul
Mhm.
and Mayweather is going to sell.
Yeah.
Pivoting for a second here. to another one of our segments. Something very interesting. Now, on this show, we talk about me a lot, and I like it, and I know people like it. But, James, I am always interested to know what is going on with you. So, we're going to go with this other segment that we like to call 15 Seconds with James. James, what's going on in your world?
Well, let's hit that clock. I want to see that, make sure that timer's up. All right, 15 seconds with James. Here we go. There's this show called Cruel Summer. My wife started watching it. Episode 3 just came out. It is about this girl, 3 years of her life, how much she changes. She goes from having braces to being accused of like not helping someone who is kidnapped. What? Her life is in shambles. Oh, that's it.
Well, that was it. 15 seconds with James. And so the 15 seconds with James was a segment where we're supposed to hear about what's going on in your life, and we just heard about what your wife's watching. Is that what that was?
Not a lot going on. I mean,
not a lot going
fingers crossed. Listen, fingers crossed for a cruel summer for me, because I don't have a lot going on.
Well, maybe next week in the 15 seconds we'll get a little. Maybe we can hear the rest of that. I don't know.
We're laughing. We're laughing now, but all the Cruel Summer heads are gonna be like, they talked about Cruel Summer, and then they're gonna flock to this podcast because they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, James. I mean, most of them are probably 12, but they're gonna listen and they're gonna watch, and it's gonna be great. You know, they're gonna be a big fan.
Are you guys talking about Cruel Summer right now?
All right, okay, we're talking about Cruel Summer.
Is that the wife?
That's my wife.
I just thought I heard.
Another run-in.
That's it. Yeah. She had a chair. She had a chair. I don't know. Oh boy. Hopefully she doesn't put me in a heel lock after this. All right. Well, that was my time. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my thoughts and concerns. But I think that's also all the time we have for this episode of Wrestling with the Week. Thank you guys so much, as always, for watching and listening. We got a lot of stuff planned for the upcoming episodes. We got a lot of amazing guests coming up. I'm drafting an apology letter to no specific legendary wrestler. But I'm hoping that resolves itself quickly, because I don't like looking over my shoulder. But if you want to reach out, hear from us, make sure to follow us on all social medias, WWTW Pod, Wrestling with the Week. And please, we have some other segment ideas. We touched on it one time where Sky had a dream and then I analyzed it. We can analyze your dreams. We want it. So tweet us your dreams when you have them. We're not just talking about what you want to do, whether or not you want to fight one of the Paul brothers. We're talking about you have a weird dream. What did that mean? We figure it out. Easy. No problem. But yeah, and then you can hit us up on social media. You can follow us individually at James Willems on Twitter, Scorpio Sky, everywhere, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Twitter, Instagram, and as a matter of fact, it's Scorpio Sky Official on TikTok, because I'm officially back on TikTok. So holler at your boy.
Oh boy, maybe we should show off some of your best ticks and talks at the week. Yeah. That'll be your 15 seconds. 15 seconds with James is just me reacting to what you posted on TikTok.
Oh, well, thank you guys for that. On that note, we're going to bring Eric back in for what we like to call the finish.
Guys, we've had a lot of fun here today. It's been a crazy one. James is afraid of Sting, not me. I know Scorpio Sky will protect me, so I have no fear whatsoever. But this is the end of the show in one word. Or I guess, you just tell me like the phrase or what it's called. What is the workout that you will be focusing most on this week? James, let's start with you.
The workout that I'll be focusing most on this week. Let's say I'm going to do bench press.
Muscles. I like it. Sky, what are you focusing on?
I think it's more than one word, but I'm going to call it a different workout. The one word is going to be curls.
Not beautiful.
Overhead curls. Yeah.
If you're listening to this, he's slapping himself on the back.
patting himself on the back, Barry Horowitz style. Guys, that's it. That's the show. We got to get out of here. We got to wrap it up. We can't just watch Sky pat himself on the back the whole time. We got to get out.
Cut it. He's getting stronger. The more we keep the camera on him, he's getting stronger. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next week.
Just stop. From the bottom to the top, gotta push through it all. You the one, do it all. You the one, do it all.